right now. And so you will have the possibility to come back and check what we discussed, and I will send you a short recap of what we discussed so that you have everything. Also, usually after sessions, I will send you some homework, maybe some short work. No, I think after today's one, we will not have any homework because we will have the next one tomorrow, and then after tomorrow, you will have some homework. Okay, basically that's it. And I wanted to start with telling you that this video like recap of your strategy was really cool. Okay. And that's really nice that you have more or less clear understanding of your entry criteria, of the sessions you trade, of the maybe some market context you are looking for. Okay, so definitely you have this foundation and you need to stick to it and just refine based on analysis, based on your journal, and this is what we do. So of course, the further you go in the further you go in your development, you will need more and more to pay attention to the details. Yeah, so to details of what you do specifically in live markets, you will need to journal it all with the screenshots, and then eventually, maybe every 50 or every 100 trades, you will need to analyze back and make small refinements. But overall, from what I saw and from what you tell me, how you think, how you looking at on your charts, I think that's all pretty nice and the foundation is good. Also, yeah, also with that said, I want to pay attention to the fact that you need to make sure you don't have additional pressure because of the time you spent in trading and in learning. Okay, so you are trading for 3 years, if I remember.
I think it's like 2 years and like a little bit.
Okay,
Close to 3 years. Yeah.
Okay, so just make sure. So again, nothing goes into emptiness. Okay, so any kind of knowledge and any kind of course that you have been through, they are a part of you. And maybe, of course, traders they are learning different stuff in the beginning, and then sometimes they need just to forget what they had before because they're actually not using it. But we need to appreciate the fact that everything we knew before led us to the moment where we are now, and we are not the same as we began. So we are like moving up slowly. But we don't need to expect. We don't want to expect the market to give us everything we want because we think that we are like knowledgeable or we are so cool because we studied so long. Okay, so yeah, it's just a small reminder that you don't need to have this pressure. You will need as long time as you will need, and the current state of your results is just a reflection of your skills. Okay, and if you can't make some goals in trading, then it means that you will need to change something. Yeah, and this is my like main thought from these last few sentences is that if your goals are not achieved, some big goals are not achieved, like funding or anything else, that means you just don't have enough skills, and that's all. And from one hand, it's like sad, but from the other hand, it's cool because it's possible to work on them and it's possible to refine your understanding. Now, real important thing before we actually begin the session is that I want you to treat all I'm saying like an idea, like ideas and concepts from another person, but you will need to like digest it yourself, and you will need to tell these ideas in your own words to yourself. So a quick example from my own educational practice. I mean, from my own education and my own learning process. When I was in mentorships, in these groups, speaking with mentors myself, I was like constantly asking big questions. Also, a lot of questions about my own mindset. I was like demanding all the answers from people. Okay, I just so they tried to tell me what they can, but I was almost never satisfied. Okay, like so I asked a question and then someone will answer me, but I didn't feel immediate change in myself. Yeah, and I started to ask once again. I started to be unsatisfied with their answers, and then later I just realized that I needed to take their answers and their experience and kind of make it my own. So I need to think deeply about every aspect of my own thoughts, of my own trading, of my own behavior. And I think when I realized it myself, I became a bit more efficient with my mindset. So when I really took responsibility that I need to have my own answers, of course, based on the ideas presented by other people and the ideas that helped them. So for example, if I will tell you that something helped me, it can be useful for you, or it can be not useful for you in this specific way I tell you. But then maybe if you think about how can you apply it, then it can be useful for you. Okay, so everything I say, yeah, just try to internalize it and really think it. So don't like throw everything away right away, and don't like think right away that it is the truth, you know. So just keep this balance of knowledge. Okay, and today I will also ask you a lot of questions, because we need a place to start. Yeah, we need something to understand where are you now, how you think. So I will ask different questions, and I just want you to answer as honestly as possible. Of course, I realize that sometimes it can be uncomfortable. Then you can just maybe even skip the questions or whatsoever. But I just want to know a bit better how you think in trading, okay? And what are your perspectives on this overall complex activity, of course. So, you know, if someone is asking like, teach me trading, or how can I become funded, it's just not possible to answer like in 5 minutes, you know. You need to have like everything you have basically gives you this result. And it's sometimes it's not possible to tell right away what is holding you back from you achieving your goals. Okay, so let's actually start with these questions, and yeah, some of them will be mindset based and some of them will be technical based. So first of all, usually how many trades you have in a week, and what time frames do you usually use for your entry and like overall? So if you know it and if you can say.
Okay. How many trades I have a week?
Yeah.
I don't have a set amount. I trade a week. It depends what the market gives me.
Okay, okay, but usually how it goes?
Usually I will have a maximum of two, maybe like 3 trades a day, but risk less depending on what strategy. But max drawdown of like 3%.
Okay, okay.
And then the time frames I use are for my entries are 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute.
Okay.
And then overall I use the monthly, weekly, just to look at the overall trend. And then the main time frames I use are the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15.
Okay, okay. And usually what is your usual RR in your winners?
Usually usually I don't take any trades unless it's 1 to 4.
Okay.
Winners, I'm not sure, because sometimes it'll go to 1 to 5 and then 1 to 30, 1 to it's usually, yeah, something big, because I only trade the big moves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you briefly, or if you want, not briefly describe how you react on missed trades. So imagine a situation in the market that you marked up a zone, so you marked up some kind of a zone, like this, imagine, and then price will just come here and just not tap into it, and you completely miss a trade, but the analysis is really great. So in this situation, you are just looking at the price going away without you. What will be the emotions in yourself?
Yeah. So funny enough, that happened today actually in the morning. It
Okay.
depends. Like some days I get very frustrated, and then some days it doesn't really matter. Like some days it doesn't bother me because it happens often, and it's gonna keep happening because that's just how the market moves.
Okay, from what can you remember, did it really affect your actions in the market after you missed the trade? So
Yeah. Sorry. So usually from what I've observed of myself is that when I miss a trade or something doesn't go my way, I will act impulsively and take like impulsive trades. Yeah.
Okay, and last question connected to this. Did it, from what you remember, or maybe you even journaled these all situations, imagine like, let's imagine maybe 10 situations like this, so 10 missed trades, and then 10 impulsive acts after missed trades. So how many these impulsive actions actually lead to good outcome, and how many of them led to like even more drawdown?
Oh, none of them led to a good a good trade. Yeah, all of them will be a loss usually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So usually it happens a lot. So, but we'll discuss this topic a bit later. But usually, you need to really somehow somehow write down all these situations, maybe in your journal or maybe anywhere. But you need to come back to these situations in the future and just tell your brain, just train your brain to understand that these actions, like these impulsive actions, after some trigger. So this missed trade is actually a trigger that causes some emotion, and then this emotion causes action, and you need to tell yourself, but not once, because once it will not like help. Usually you will continue to do it, but every time you just need to think, okay, I'm in the same emotional state, I'm in the same action, so I missed a trade, and now, so imagine you are missing a trade and you want to come into the market here, but it stops you out and then goes further, or maybe you even want to sell. So you need to remind yourself, every time I do this, I get even more drawdown. So every time, even more drawdown. And you just need to have a collection of such actions you do and of situations, but they need to be personal, okay? So you really need to think about other situations like this. And you need to say, okay, so out of 100 situations, so how many actually led to any good results? And I'm sure that if you answered like, okay, maybe out of 10, 2 situations led to more profit, but usually what it means that you made some money profit, but you lost emotional capital. Again, we will discuss this a bit later, but I just want to touch a bit on it. So you make money, but you lost emotional capital, and what usually happens then, you lose even more money afterwards, because you just no, maybe not you, but I mean this abstract person, the traders, they just can't stop, and they continue to trade in emotional manner just to lose even more than they started with. So this is really important. These details to notice about yourself. Okay, so do you want to trade every? So imagine like you are on a funding challenge, or maybe you already have some substantial amount of money to trade. So actually trade and actually earn for a living. So do you want to trade every day?
Not really. I'd be more selective.
Okay, nice. And so I think if I ask you, do you want to trade every move your strategy gives you? Your answer would be
Do I want to trade every move my strategy gives me at the moment? Yes, but obviously it shouldn't be the case. I guess I should be more selective, look for, A+ setups.
Yeah, it's actually, of course. So, any questions we will analyze afterwards, but sometimes it just makes sense to talk a bit more about these different situations. Of course, any strategy will give you a lot of moves. I mean, some amount of moves. Some of them will be lower quality, some of them will be like average, and some of them high quality. Out of these all moves that the strategies can give you, you will of course miss some moves. It's just natural because I mean we all miss the moves in the market all the time. But sometimes we just forget that we actually are doing it, because I myself, I'm trading like maybe 5 markets usually. Yeah, and of course I realized that I'm trading like 5, and all the other like many markets, I don't even look at them. Yeah, maybe they are correlated a bit, but I don't even look at them. And anytime, so what I want, the idea is this: anytime like we're sitting here talking, we are missing moves, like any moment in time. But do you feel something about it? Like, are you becoming emotional? I think no. And also, when we are stepping into the market, it's just naturally that some parts of our trades will be break evens, some of them will be losers, and only some of them will be winners. And yeah, it's just important to keep this in mind, that we are constantly missing and we will continue to do it. And it's just a really natural part of it, because when we will forget about it, we will become too attached to all the missed moves, all the missed trades. Yeah, so let's not forget. Yeah, and my last question in regards to this: do you actually need to trade every move or every day? Do you need it to earn your living, to become funded?
Not really. I mean, isn't the landmark like 10% a month usually?
10% a month? Wow, that's a really great target, and a huge number actually for myself. But again, it can be a goal, of course. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to trade every move. Actually, what we need is just a small, like really small fraction of a move. The same goes for the zone. So if we have a higher time frame zone, for instance, then and if your entry is on lower time frames, that for most people, for most strategists, they don't even want this move to happen and create a new high. They just need this small reaction, because if I'm entering on 1 minute or 5 minutes, of course I want my analysis to work out, but in the end, I just need a small portion of a move, a small reaction to give me my edge, to give me my trade that is a part of my edge, a part of my strategy, and that's actually all I need. And did you ever notice that actually you had more profitable periods when you traded less? Have it happened to you? No?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
and
mean, yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
carry on.
I mean, and for me, what I noticed for myself personally is that my most profitable periods happened when I had less trades, and I've heard it from many people as well. Yeah, because and okay, but we will discuss more on your
Yeah.
situation later. But that's really what I noticed is that, and so I mean, I myself often I just like 50% of the time, even if the setup is correct for my strategy, sometimes I just absorb the market. Okay, sometimes I just don't feel like entering, and usually, I mean, nothing bad happens. So if we are not trading, like, we are already ahead of many participants, because of course, if you are like actively involved in the market, you are risking more, and you are risking to become like this weak side. But yeah, for me, the less trades, the more profit overall. Okay, but again, it's not a rule. It can be different. Okay, can you no, I will miss this management question because we already discussed it. You mentioned before that you passed demo challenge, funding challenge, in 2 days. Can you talk a bit more about how it happened, how much you risked?
So I did a few challenges. Usually I do like get close to passing. I'll do like maybe like 3-4% at the end of the month, and then I did pass it once with I think it was a while ago, so I don't really remember the full details, but it
Okay.
was like an A plus setup on, I think it was S&P, and yeah, it basically hit 1 to 10 by partial, so it took a little bit less, but yeah.
Okay, and did you try like actual evaluation, or were all the tries were demo actually?
No, all of them demo, yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
actually great. That's actually
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
And how do you think, is it important how you pass a challenge? So is it
Is it?
important how you do it? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I
yeah,
think it
and
has to.
why? So why it's important? I mean, if you pass a challenge, I mean, you are good, you are cool, or no?
Yeah, no. I feel like it could be a fluke if you don't have good risk management and you're not actually like you haven't stand the test of time of trading for on a demo account and being
Hmm.
being in profit for a few months or so. Then it's not really
Okay.
realistic if you just pass it one time and think you're good enough to keep trading.
Yeah, and I think what many people don't realize is that like when you pass a challenge, then you actually need to continue to trade, because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
passed a challenge and then you need to earn money from your funded account. And how you will do it? Because if you are not following the rules really, then you will just blow it up, and that's all. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
the goal itself of funding is just a part of a bigger picture, Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Mm, Now, usually while in a trade, do you like really often look at the chart to see how the price goes, or maybe not?
Sometimes I will sit on my desk and just watch it, but like I don't get like I know a lot of people when they watch the market and they're in a trade, they like lose, they start getting emotional and start getting attached, but I think it's because of the experience. I've been doing it for a while. I can just
Hmm.
watch it and not get too like emotional about it, whether it goes my way or not.
Yeah, and I think I kind of expected this answer from you at this point, because uh, I think you realize how the market moves overall, and so
Yeah,
yeah, if you are like entering alone in a situation like this, you understand that the market is probably going to take this high, let's say, yeah, and then if
yeah,
you're alone, you understand that if this is your protected point, let's say, then as long as the market is here, it has the probabilities to go here, and so it's okay to be in a trade. Yeah, so that's great. That's really great. And yeah, I myself, I sometimes, I mean, almost always. So imagine I'm in a trade like from here, let's say from here, and then I just put my alert for this level, for instance, for my break-even level, and then I just go. And when I have an alert, I go to break-even, and then I just don't need to do anything else because I have a fixed profit. So I use alerts for my steps in my trades, for my management. And I notice it helps because you kind of control the situation, but you don't need to look at the market. Okay, now this is really important question. Okay, imagine, I mean, you definitely have some set of rules at the moment. Yeah, you have some
Yep.
rules at the moment, you have some entry patterns, and also I think you have rules for like your emotional side. So at least externally you can say that you are trying to trade while being more or less neutral emotionally, like you know, with an adequate view on the market. And my question is this: what was the longest period of time that you can say you followed your rules and your plan you had at the moment, at least for 80% of the time, so including risk management? Yeah, so how many days in a row you actually followed what you know you should be following?
I don't think it's that long. Not very long.
Okay, but how many days?
Maybe like maybe like I don't know, maybe like a week.
Okay, okay, thanks for your honest answer.
Yeah.
Let's just take a second. I will drink a tea and let's just think about it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think about your answer?
Obviously it's not good, like, but my reasoning for that is because I'm not too sure if I created my trading plan properly, or
Mm-hmm.
like or I'm not sure if my plan is actually correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had the confidence to follow it through.
Okay, but then you obviously created your plan following someone who is successful with the same strategy, yeah?
Yeah.
And by the way, so I guess you learned mainly from one source in the end, yeah? So you have,
No, I learned
no?
from a lot. Yeah, I learned from a
Ah,
lot.
so you learned from a lot of, so you actually end up with some kind of a mix, because
Yeah, yeah,
it's usually a good idea to spend some time with a person who is trading like successfully with his strategy, and then
yeah,
trying to do the same and just seeing that this strategy actually works, you know, in
yeah,
real time while backtesting. So if you didn't have something like this, then yes, it could be a problem. But anyway, to be honest, that's not actually a big excuse for a weak time of following. Okay,
yeah,
so I just want to stop here and realize that this is a problem many traders share. So unfortunately, we just running away, running just in circles, and actually, really, not many people ask themselves this question. Okay, do I really fail because of my strategy, or I fail because of how I act? Because from what you've showed me, your strategy looks like pretty legit. I mean, in fact, it's more complex that the strategy I'm using, and you are using some really cool concepts that I think, yeah, that I mean, it's looking like it's should be working from what I understand. And I'm sure that if you would manage to follow your rules maybe for a month, you would at least be break even and maybe even in profit if you add some quality. Yeah.
yeah. I
So
think once I get my trading plan and like everything
Mhm.
sorted, I think I can do it because without a plan, I don't think I've had a losing month.
Yeah, but again, from what you told me, from what you showed me, so this video you sent me, it's kind of like a plan already. So if you have this
Okay.
all in your head, then it's, for me, it's kind of like a checklist. So it's a good starting point.
Okay,
So
okay, perfect.
let's just recap this question, okay? Rule following is a skill, okay? Because it's an action. So you either following the rules you have at the moment. Yes, you may think they are not perfect, but is it a reason not to follow them? Because you are either trading a strategy, or you are random, or you are taking random trades. So this is as well a bit topic to decide. Yeah, people say that they are over trading. Actually, I really don't like this word, because there is no such thing as over trading. There is either trading your strategy that you have at the moment. Yeah, I myself, I don't have a perfect strategy. I'm also like analyzing my journal and I'm working on it, but overall it's profitable. So either you are trading or you are gambling or just taking random actions. But people call it over trading, like, it's like masking this gambling. Because if you are over trading is like taking too many setups of your strategy, but people don't do it. People like just are taking random actions. So really think about it, and I'm sure even with the skills you have now, if you just apply more efforts to follow your skill set, your strategy a bit longer, you will be doing much better. Okay, so just this one parameter. And if you want, I can share my experience. So what I did when I realized I was exactly like you. So like when I asked myself this question some time ago, I realized, okay, I'm really not following my rules maybe for a week or 5 days. So it usually goes for 3 days and then something breaks and it's a catastrophe, So I just took a small a piece of paper, just wrote some circles there and started, okay, maybe I will follow my rules for 5 days in a row. I will just try to, no matter what, to stick to it. So sometimes you just need to do something, and yeah, and it helped me tremendously. So I think we can include this in your homework, okay? And just make sure you are increasing the periods that you are really following your rules. And by the way, from what you remember, what was breaking first? Was it like overtrading, so-called, or was it risk management? What was breaking in your rules first?
I would probably say trading rules and make a bit of both, to be honest.
Okay, so and risk management and trading, like trading rules in terms of entry patterns, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like not, or maybe not like I'll take too many trades.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Okay, so from this question comes the next question. Do you have a consistently filled in journal, including your losers and trades that were over trading trades? So do you actually journal all your trades that you take on them?
I journal.
So
Yes.
okay, that's real great. Even this overtrade, and you make screenshots.
Yeah, so I journal all the trades that I took, including my losing ones and winning ones, but I don't take the mistrade ones.
Yeah. By the way, some people recommend, at least for some period of time, even journal these missed trades, but not missed, but the trades that worked out, but you just didn't enter or something like this.
Yeah.
And even so, for instance, if you have like 10 trades, impulsive trades in a day, you will journal them. Yeah, so you have it all. Okay, that is really great. And it would be nice, of course, for me to look into a journal, but for now, my main question is this. Do you have this matrix that is called maximum favorable excursion? In simple words, is how long, sorry, let me close the telegram. So how long the trade ran after your exit. So imagine you have a trade like this, so just a random place, and your take profit was 2R. So you take your 2R, but then do you follow the price to see how much the trade ran before hitting your break even?
So I would have partial points. Like, so if I enter a trade, I will target the same liquidity level that my price took out, depending on, and then if obviously if I want to just keep it for a little bit longer, I would partial out my 3 partials and then I'd leave maybe like 0.10 left and just let that run.
Okay, but then after you close the trade completely, so this point is complete close of a trade. Will you still observe the market how it develops?
So it depends on my target. If it hits all three of my targets,
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
I just leave it. That's it. That's done. There's no point
Okay.
getting greedy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I will include it in your homework as well, but usually it makes sense to collect these data. So again, imagine the entry is here. Again, this is just a random place. And usually it makes sense. So imagine 3R is a complete, so this is like three partials. So the trade is completely closed here. But then imagine this trade runs maybe to 5. Okay, so you have full closure at 3, and then it runs to 5, and then you have 100 trades like this that is showing you that like majority of your winners will not only run to 3R but actually run to 5R. So this is a really important indicator that maybe you can reconsider your management a bit and have more profits, but you actually need to see it in practice. So this is a data point that is really important, and I would recommend to include it to your journal as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So do you notice any kind of relation between your losing trades to frustration afterwards, and then your winning streaks or winning trades to euphoria or like overexcitement? So can you tell that losers affect you to frustration and winners affect you to become overexcited sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah. A bit of both.
A bit of both. Okay, a bit of both.
But heavily on the losing though. If I lose, I get very frustrated sometimes, and then I don't know. It's mixed. Sometimes I get annoyed, then sometimes I don't.
Okay, and what about winners? Do you become like overexcited often?
Yeah, I get happy, but I don't get excited to a point where I start taking more trades. Usually when I win one, I'll be okay. That's it. Like,
Okay, nice. So from what you told right now, I think if I ask what influences your actions, that then in the first place that would be losers that influence your actions.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we need to pay more attention to losers first of all, and then winners just like you stay more neutral.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, that's actually that's already half of a problem, you know.
Yeah,
Because if you're not becoming too overexcited and if you are not affected in your actions by your winners, I mean that is really great. Let's just appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, so now also a real important question. Do you notice a relation between not following your rules to frustration, even if it was a winner? So imagine you have a winner, but it happened with a bad trade, or maybe even with a random trade. So will you be frustrated because you didn't follow your rules, even though you have profit?
yeah, yeah. I'll be very disappointed because it's not really, to me, it's not really a real win. It's just like gambling, isn't it? Because I didn't follow my game plan, basically.
Okay, that's great. And what about joy, or let's call it joy, okay?
Yep.
Because you followed your rules and the trade was a loser, but let's say you didn't take impulsive trade afterwards, you followed your risk management, so you followed your rules overall while entering. So will you still be like, will you appreciate this? Or will you become...
I'll be fine with that. Yeah, I don't really get annoyed when that happens because like I know losses are gonna come. So yeah,
Okay,
I don't overtrade and stuff when that happens.
okay, that's actually great as well. But how it connects then to your previous answer? Yeah, that losers actually really affect your emotional state. So are we talking only about losers that were the result of not following the rules? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you are following the rules, and if you know that the trade was actually okay, then probably you will be okay emotionally.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, let's just repeat a little bit. So from your experience, when you were trading in a bad, so again, so-called bad emotional state, I tend to call it like non-effective. Yeah, so maybe frustration, anger, maybe you're rushing, maybe you're not focused. So did it ever lead to good trading results?
Mm. Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, so I mean, when you are trading like in a low emotional state, yeah, in a negative emotional state, so usually if you sit in front of your computer and you realize that you are angry, frustrated, like you are maybe fearful, so in these times, in such days, did it ever did it ever lead to anything good in terms of
Mm,
trading results?
n no, not really. Usually it'll end in something bad if I'm in a like not in a good mood and I trade, and
Mm-hmm,
then if I
mm-hmm.
lose, then it'll just like go dwindle down to bad behaviors.
Yeah, so again, logically, what can we do about it?
S-
Yeah.
yeah. So usually I just won't trade, or I'll wait till my mood is better before I before I start looking at the charts.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Just be aware and just so for myself, I usually like try to talk to myself, just to stop before actually like having any emotional stuff happening. So yeah, it's just really, really important to monitor your state of mind and how it all happens. Okay. Yeah, so these are a bit connected questions to what I asked before, but again, I just want to really know what you're doing. And so, have you ever found yourself trading in state where you are conscious that you are making mistakes, but and again, you are like literally telling yourself, okay, like John, I am like really going to enter this random trade or kind of these kind of thoughts, or maybe you are over risking, but even with that you just can't stop and you just continue to trade. Maybe you are hoping your next trade will be a good winner, or you just want to take it all back, yeah, to compensate for all the losers. So but you are really, really aware but that you are doing the wrong thing, but you are still doing it, because sometimes people are not even aware that they are making a mistake, you know.
Yeah. What? So like hopeful trades.
Yeah, so something like
Uh,
this. So you realize the chances are really, really low and you would never take it, but you continue to do it.
it's rare, but when it does happen, it's usually when I'm in drawdown of the
Mm-hmm.
account. Then I start doing like hopeful trades and stuff. But I've gotten a little bit better at managing it now. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, a bit like uncomfortable questions, but a question, but have you ever like blowed any kind of account or something like that?
No,
Or,
I've
may,
never blown an account.
or maybe you just had a big drawdown, let's say it like this.
Um, the biggest drawdown I've had was, I think it was like a minus 10%. It's the
Uh-huh.
account I'm trading now, actually. Yeah, and then other than that, I've always been profitable at the end of the month, even if it's like 2%, 3%, 5% usually.
Okay.
But I've never blown an account yet.
Okay. Do you appreciate this kind of result? Do you think it's like
Two,
great?
3%? No, I don't think that's great at all.
You don't think that's great, yeah?
No, no.
I
I
mean,
know I mean it's good obviously, but I don't know, like from seeing how I've traded and my setups that come
mhm.
and some of the people that I know trade, it's I'm not too sure. I wouldn't say it's good because I know people who will average like 10% a day.
Yeah, again, that's great, but it's their result, and
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
10% a day is great, but for me, it's better to have like 1% a month on a big account, to be honest, than
Yeah, yeah.
10%. I mean, if they have 10% on a big account, that's like really great, but it
Yeah,
must
yeah.
be a lot of stress to have like these daily trades. But from my side, okay, so from my side, I think it's just unbelievably great. I mean, I didn't expect, to be honest. Uh, I mean, if you didn't blow anything and if you had like a maximum drawdown of 10%, that means that you are above average on controlling yourself. And like many people just blow in accounts like weekly or every month. And yeah, this is real great foundation. Okay, so we just skipping this question because it's not about you. Yeah, so you really need to acknowledge that you have this attitude and you have this mindset to keep your accounts relatively stable.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are at the point, so we can say roughly that you are at the point of break even, kind of, yeah, overall, let's say,
Yeah.
or maybe just a small profit. But
Yeah.
overall, it's really great. It's really great. I really like it. Okay, so okay, we discussed this about winners, so I need now to skip a little bit of questions. So do you often risk more than you planned initially on a trade, or like
No.
so you're
So I usually have A plus setups will be 1%, counter trend trades will be 0.25, and yeah, that's usually a B. B plus setups will usually be 0.5, but I don't really usually trade
okay.
them.
And by the way, when you are referring to A, B, C, is it going from the videos I shared, or is it from before?
It's to be fair, I've added a bit of the stuff that you said because I never looked at the market like that. Well, I did usually before, but I stopped looking at it like that, which I started bringing it back. But no, I have another and I have criterias for A plus, B plus
Okay,
setups.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a good risk management, of course, and like so I'm also a big fan of risking like 0.2, 0.5 maximum, and especially for funding
Yeah,
challenges,
definitely.
it's really good. Because
Yeah.
if you risk like even 0.75 or 1% for a funding challenge, then imagine you have two losers in a row, you just lost 2%, and you can
Yeah.
lose like 5-10%. It's huge.
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
often yeah, please continue. What?
Oh yeah, it's also heavier. Like it's a lot worse on your psychology knowing that you're, one full 1% down. Whereas like if you were risking 0.25, you could lose, 4 trades in a row. That's only 1%.
Yeah, I started like kind of with 1%, thinking that it's kind of small, but then I noticed that people risking 0.2. To be honest, like my usual risk is more close to 0.1%, like this.
Yeah, that
And
makes
I just
sense.
realized that for me it's much more comfortable. Okay, so do you often move your stop loss?
No, I'll stay the same. If I lose, I lose. I'm not gonna move it.
Okay, great. So John, I just want to just stop a little bit, because from what I've heard, from these questions, I mean, I really like what I'm hearing, and I think you have this at least this good foundation. So my question is, in your eyes, what is the biggest problem that is holding you back? I mean, is it really a trading plan? Is it really a trading strategy?
I would say not having a clear plan, not having clear confirmations because I just go straight from my head. Like I'll try to confirm it using like everything I know instead of having like an actual like sheet next to me where I can tick stuff off and be more selective about the trades. And also, yeah, like handling my frustrations and over trading when I get really frustrated and start losing.
Hmm. Okay, that's also interesting, because again, from the videos that you showed me, you kind of, so this video for me was sounding like it was a checklist. So again, I want to continue a little bit. I mean, you
So,
definitely know what you are trading. You definitely know.
yeah. I mean,
So,
I have a plan that I started creating just so I can show you
mhm.
parts of it, yeah, and then just let me know what else I need to add.
Okay, yeah, we will discuss, by the way, what parts I think that there needs to be, but I still didn't get my answer, maybe later. but it's maybe I'm wrong, but from what I'm hearing now, do you think the problem can be that you are like more often than not will take trades that are not part of your strategy? Am I correct? No?
Yeah, sometimes I will, yeah. That's one of the problems as well, because like I feel like if I had an actual strict plan, I can follow it completely to the T and just not have to worry about like trades that aren't really following my plan.
Okay, let's just quickly then discuss that for the next week. Yeah, so maybe you will work a bit on your setup or just use. So let's say it like this: during previous month, during previous this month of March, have you how many trades you taken even on demo account outside of your strategy?
Outside of my look, let me look at my trading plan actually. I think maybe like wait, sorry, let me get it up. Trading. This is so slow. Sorry, it's been really slow.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So just in March, okay, so just in March, I have probably one, two, I think maybe like 3 or 4 trades that weren't really in my plan.
Mm-hmm. Out of how
Out
much?
of 1, 2, 3. Out of 11 trades.
Mm-hmm. Uh, it's kind of okay, yeah, but it could be better, of course. So
Yeah.
it's just an easy thing that you can remove, you know. So
Yeah.
it's kind. So you know, sometimes again, so sometimes people are just going around these different groups and different mentors, and they are just asking the same questions, like how can I affect my mindset? My mindset is poor, or something like that. And yes, partly it is the issue. But again, sometimes it's just time to stop doing something or just change something, okay? And this is so some things are really complex, but this kind of stuff is more easier. So imagine, so again, you are not a beginner, yeah? So you need to you need to treat yourself um, kind of like a professional, yeah? And or if you want, you can think about it like a business overall, that you have a trading business, and then you have like business overall, and then your actions and your thoughts and your trades are like business processes inside, yeah, of overall business. And
Yeah.
you just need to understand that some actions are not efficient, and some thoughts are not efficient, and some trading patterns that outside of your trading strategy are not doing anything for yourself. So you just need to stop doing it, okay?
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that. um, so again, for the next week, just mm, think on the weekend and just make yourself a promise to follow your rules, your plan more strictly, and just
Yeah.
eliminate as much as possible. Again,
Okay.
sometimes it will happen, you know, it's not a catastrophe or something like that. It's
Yeah.
okay. But overall, you need to move to a better. Uh, okay. Okay, now, can you tell me a bit what comes to your mind regarding this? How do you think if you were granted a funded account? By the way, you want a funded account, yeah? Or you want?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
definitely.
So if you were granted, because not everyone wants it, but if you were granted a funded account right now, how would you behave? So would you follow your rules and be consistent, or like what will happen? How do you think?
If I had a funded account, I would lower my risk of trade because I risk 1% right now. I would risk only 0.25.
Mm-hmm.
Just easier on the psychology, and I'll be extremely selective of the trades and only go for the A plus setups.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely follow my plan to a T, because obviously preserving capital is number one,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a funded account, and you need to have a good track record with them. Otherwise, they're not going to pay you out if your account keeps
Mm-hmm.
fluctuating from drawdown to
Mm-hmm.
profits. It's just not going to look good. So I'd make sure that I'd be very selective about everything, and especially on my trades, and be wary of my drawdowns.
Okay, okay, great. If you will, will be able to do it, because
Yeah,
tomorrow we will discuss this thing that sometimes we say things, but we
yeah,
then break it. So
yeah,
we
exactly.
actually, yeah. So we have two. Every person has two sets of rules. So like this is a person, and this person has rules that he's telling everyone, and then yeah, I'm a big artist, and then he has rules inside his head.
Yeah,
And for instance, a quick example would be this: he will tell everyone, I will never ever risk more than 1%, but actually then goes and risk like 0.25 or 2%. So he breaks these outer rules, but in his head his real rules are not risking like 50%, understand? So
yeah,
this person, like, never ever, whatever happens, he will not risk 50%, but he does not realize that there is a big difference between what he is saying and what he is capable of. So you need not only to think and formulate and express your rules and your plans, but you also need to really honestly ask yourself inside, what can you really do? Because again, for me, for instance, for me, there was and kind of partially is a problem of impulsive trades. Like, so for instance, if I have some kind of protected point, if a price started to break, sometimes I will have impulsive trades. And by the way, in 2 sessions, I think, so usually after second or third session, I just share my journal, so you can just see it, how it goes. It includes these like bad, unnecessary trades. And again, I can tell you that I will have only A quality setups, but in my head, I know that sometimes I break this rule. But if I'm not aware of this difference, I will not be able to work on this. So my job and your job as a trader, to bring in accordance these inner rules to these outer rules that we know are good. Okay,
yeah,
so become aware of what you are actually capable of doing. I mean, not capable, what you actually allow yourself to do. Because some people, they actually can risk everything in one trade. They actually do it. You know it yourself. Yeah.
yeah.
But some people will never ever risk 0.5% even. They will risk like 0.1. And that's a big difference. So become aware of it.
Okay.
Now, how long ago did you switch to demo trading? So you're
Uh,
trading demo for some time, yeah?
yeah. I've always traded demo. At one point I was trading only the challenge demos on FTMO, because I couldn't, it wouldn't let me risk the percentages that I wanted using
Mm-hmm.
MT4. So then eventually I invested in a lot size calculator
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
MT4.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was able to just start using demo. How long ago? Ever since I started trading, I guess.
Okay, I didn't know this. I didn't know
Yeah.
this. So, and do you think it will affect you when you will start live trading?
Um, I don't think so. I feel like for me personally, I always treat it as an act real money.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah,
otherwise it doesn't
that's
have the same effect.
so from one side, that's great, because yes, when you are trading demo, you are kind of, you want to treat it like real money.
Yeah,
However, again, prepare yourself for some kind of difference. Again, I'm not saying that it will happen, because you really worked on yourself,
yeah,
and it would be really great if it stays the same. And again, ideally the difference should not be there, because you backtest it, you like demonstrate it, you have this experience, and you kind of doing the same thing. But yeah, some things are just a bit different. So just be prepared for some for more emotional control on yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about the difference? So first of all, for your backtesting journal, do you have like a good backtesting journal with screenshots, with all the metrics? Maybe you can even share a few trades. So maybe you can share your screen quickly and just show me a couple of backtesting trades, how it looks.
So I do my
in a journal.
backtesting. Yeah, I don't have a trading backtesting journal because I do all my trades on, what's this thing called? It's called
FX
FX
replay.
replay. Yeah, yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't do that. Yeah.
But it can have screenshots, no?
No, no.
Yeah, but you I mean you can have screenshots from a site software.
I can take screenshots, yeah, but
Yeah.
I never did.
Okay,
Yeah.
but anyway, it doesn't matter. So let's just fix this fact that yeah. Okay, so what kind of backtesting results then do you have?
Good ones, yeah. But
How
I
do
don't
you
really...
know? So you wrote down numbers?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I didn't write them down, but every time I do a backtesting session, whether it's like, you know, like a month or a year or a few months, it will always be positive.
Okay, okay. We will
Yeah.
come back to this in a second. Okay,
Okay.
let me write it down.
No worries.
Okay. Um, 1 second. Okay.
I do
So
forward testing.
yeah, I mean, of course. So how many live demo trades you have in your journal?
I have all the trades I took on this demo account I currently have running.
Okay, so how many? So like 11, or I mean, sorry. So how many approximately?
So I've had this account for, let's see, 2 months. Probably have about 18.
Okay, that's great.
18 trades, yeah.
And are you profitable overall now?
Yeah, I'm up currently 7%.
Okay, that's great. Okay, that's actually good. Now, let's quickly go. And by the way, I remember that I have my notes about what you wrote me on Fiverr about confidence, discipline, and anger, and we will go through them in more details tomorrow. But today, I want to ask you. So, imagine you are having this strategy you are having now. Maybe you will refine it a bit, and then how confident you are that you will stay profitable overall. So how really honestly you are confident in a strategy you have now?
I'm very confident in it. I think I'll stay. I think I'll stay positive.
Okay. So in other words, if I ask you, for instance, are you really confident that you will stay at least break even during next 3 months? You will say yes, yeah?
Yeah.
And are you confident that you will not break rules too much and you will not have like really big drawdowns?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually good. Yeah, so you have this understanding in yourself, and you can use it as a source of your actions later. But let's come back a bit to your backtesting. I think, when we will work on, so let me show you. So when we will work on refining your strategy a little bit, okay?
Yep.
Then I think, so you see this journal? Yeah, you see this journal?
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe, so in my opinion, it makes sense to have a backtesting journal,
Okay.
kind of with the screens. and again, like a real life journal, so something like this.
Yeah. I mean, you said you wanted to see my
Oh yeah,
backtesting
yeah,
journal.
yeah.
I have a forward testing journal that
Yeah,
so
so
basically I look at the week and then look at all the setups that that actually aligns with my confirmation of my strategy, and then I'll document them.
yeah, it's kind of backtest. So maybe
I can show you that if
yeah,
you want to look.
I will. So now you can share your screen,
Okay,
I
let me
think.
just. Yep. Let's see. How do I share screen? Currently, this one. Yeah, working.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So I
So
will. Yeah.
just to be clear, forward test for you is like a demo trading. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Forward test is
Okay.
basically
Okay.
just
Yeah.
looking at the setups that occurred that
Okay.
was aligned with my strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So you have like this page and then everything here. Okay.
Yeah. From here we'll have all the images and stuff.
Okay, great. And this I see like Tuesday recap is including not only trades you took, but maybe just overall observation of the market, how it moved. No, something
It's
like.
basically just an overview of
Oh,
the market, how it
okay.
moved, and then the trades that I should have taken using my strategy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's really great. That's really
Yeah,
perfect. That's advanced.
and that's it. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
so right now I'm not sure because usually backtesting is used. So why we need backtesting? Just to gain confidence in a strategy. But again, maybe you don't need it. But I really needed it in my time, and many people need it. Maybe you can use your like demo trading as your backtesting journal, kind of, and just refine and go from there. Because if you are really confident in your strategy, then that it works and that your setups are working, then maybe it does not make sense to spend too much time on backtesting, and then maybe it makes sense to move to one more demo challenge, or maybe even take like one live challenge or something like that a bit later.
okay.
Okay, so let's finish with the questions then.
Yep.
So how do you think yourself personally? Do you need to backtest like with so again, my journal will include like everything I have in light trade. So how much the trade ran, so I can analyze then create management based on numbers I actually have in the market. So I can come back to my trades, see maybe some mistakes. So you personally think you don't need backtesting now at this
Um,
point?
I could definitely do with back testing, sure. So I can look at the metrics and I can adjust from there,
Mhm.
refine. Yeah. So yeah, sure. I'm open to definitely doing that.
And this management style you have with taking partials, like, do you really like it? Where does it come from? Is it
Uh,
coming from a different person or something like that?
it comes from the person that I did that I learned the strategy from, the Hawaii partial. So I just
Hmm.
copied it, and yeah, it's working out very well. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So if you are satisfied with it, then it's real great as well. Because for me, I also started with my mentor's management with partials, but then there was this calculator. It's just simple one, so you just have your overall result, and you just tell him how much your trade ran usually, and he tells you uh, what is the optimal levels for your take profits. And for my strategy, it was like 5R. So so it actually I took two partials, but then when I calculated mathematically, it appeared that for myself it's more effective to just take everything at 5R. And now I realize it's better to take everything at 7R or something like that after like next 100 trades. So
Okay.
it's a simple refinement that you can look into, and maybe again. So imagine you are taking your main partial at 5R or maybe at 4R, yeah, or something like that.
Yep.
But then if you look back to your 100 trades or maybe 200 trades you did before, and they all show that your profitable trades run more, like majority of your trades run more, then why not to make your first profit, take profit higher? Yeah. So it's like a personalization. Again, a quick example from me. So my previous 50 trades, 50 live trades, so they either went to 2-3R and then to break even, or they went to 5R, which is my current profit, and I take everything. But then like 85% of profitable trades ran to 10 and 15R usually. So you see, I can use this data point to tell, okay, so if my winner is reaching 5R, then most likely than not, it will go even higher. So I can consider changing my management a bit to higher RR. So this is a quick example, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so how about having this question? Did you have a profitable week, a month, 3 months, and 6 months period, if you can tell on demo?
I've had I think the longest was like, I don't know, probably like I've had either break even months or profitable months. I've had losing weeks, but I usually just look at the months, really.
Yeah. So you had like 2-3 months in a row like profitable or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's also good. Now we are almost over with the questions, and then we'll take a small pause, okay? So did you ever catch yourself thinking that you need more capital, or maybe funded account, or maybe something else? So something else should happen, and only then you would stick to your rules completely, you know? So are you expecting something, some event of some kind that will lead you to sticking to your rules completely and becoming like really professional trader?
I don't think I have any like sort of goal or some sort of like achievement that I need to do before I need to start follow my trading plan. Essentially, the goal is to be disciplined enough to follow my trading plan all the time. Then I can proceed to like a funded account. Whereas like if I'm keep making these mistakes that I'm doing now, there's no point in me getting a funded account because it's I'm just gonna, either blow it or, lose it because I'm not disciplined enough to actually be like to be at that level where I can trade with a large capital.
Okay, so let's come back a bit again to your March, okay, John, because you are like often, so you are talking like you are making these mistakes, you're having this problem, but again, your March was great, yeah? So your previous 2 months were actually great, and you had like maybe 3 trades out of your strategy, maybe some low quality trades, but overall you are profitable. So it seems that overall you are doing fine, at least during this month, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I just want to point out, because if you had a profitable March, and this March, this profitable March is based on the strategy you have now, so basically you kind of have everything you need to proceed and to try yourself with life and so on. Yeah? Am I correct or
Yeah.
not? Or is it or is there something I don't know yet?
I mean, I don't. I could trade funded account, but like, I'm really mainly my goal is to just trade a funded account where instead of like my own
Yeah.
capital. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
But
sure. I feel like the reason why I haven't actually started doing it yet is because I feel like psychologically I just feel like I'm not sure if yeah, obviously the results are there. I'm profitable, but I'm not sure if I'm still there's something missing. Like I feel like there's something missing still.
yeah, I'm also like feeling this, but I can't realize what it can be, and maybe it's just
Yeah, same.
nothing. Yeah, maybe it's just
Yeah, it
nothing.
could be.
Maybe it's just nothing. Maybe you're just ready to do it, because again, from what I've heard from you, I'm not saying that it is like it is now, but from what I've heard from
Yeah.
you, you really need to to make just this next step and to actually start live trading. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, his.
and by
Do
the
you
way,
want to
do
hear
you?
his?
Yeah, do you usually do weekly outlooks on the weekend? So why
So
I'm asking it, because you mentioned before that you kind of like trading, like I don't remember exactly how you said, but you said like I'm trading a bit too much, maybe trying to enter everywhere or something like this. So do you do
yeah,
an analysis on a weekend, like planning your week ahead?
I will do a weekly recap of my performance, like
Okay.
like a weekly review.
But what about, so weekly review is about the past, so will it include
Yeah, the past.
zones that you will trade during the week? So kind of a
During
bias.
the week, I'll do a markup every single morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
So,
new. Yeah,
maybe
I'll do a mark.
sometimes you will have like maybe lower quality trades, yeah, to your standards.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um.
Or I would hesitate and not take trades where I know I should have taken the trades.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's
Yeah,
talk a bit about. Sorry.
no worries.
Hey John. Let's take
Yep.
several minutes. I need
Yeah,
to
no
go.
worries. That's fine.
Okay. Actually, I'm back. Are you still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's talk a bit about this hesitation. Again, it's do you think personally, again, you are saying like I'm hesitating. So did you ever think about the solutions for this problem? And what did you try to do? And have you noticed any kind of progress on this issue?
Um, no, not really. I feel like the solution that I had in mind was have like a physical checklist in my trading plan so then I can physically like check it and if it fits my
Mm-hmm.
criteria, I'll take
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And then any progress, not really, because I even sent you this screenshot yesterday. I did it again.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
know.
Okay. So having a checklist can help a bit. So I myself have a checklist, and this should be a part of your trading plan, of course.
Yeah.
Uh, it will help to some extent. Surely, it will help.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that it will not actually solve completely. But I think maybe so. At least this is a first step that needs to be taken. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me just note it that we will need to do this checklist of your entry criteria, of your like bias, and so on, and so on.
Yeah.
And again, remember, when you hesitate, we will work on reframing a bit tomorrow. But again, when you hesitate and you are not taking a trade, what is happening actually in reality? Yeah. So in reality, you are missing a trade. So you are missing an entry in a specific zone, correct? Like we can say it
Yeah.
like this. So what happens? First of all, you are not risking anything. You are ahead of majority of other traders because you are not losing everything. So like at least nothing bad is happening. You gain a bit of experience because you analyzed the trade. You were expecting the action from the zone. So with missing trades, like nothing too bad is happening. Yes, maybe you're losing some part of your profit, but again, these missing trades, they are happening every moment in time. And again, I'm not telling that these few sentences can change anything, but this is kind of a process that you can just sit with yourself and think, okay, so my kind of top problem for me, that's I'm like talking from your perspective, yeah, you are just sitting and talking with
Yeah.
yourself. So my main problem is hesitation. Again, what I personally think about it, and what can I do about it? For example, are you using alerts on your zone? Yeah, so you are missing kind of not being on the chart at the moment, or just not entering in the moment of a zone. How it happens? How it really happens?
So I will be staring at the chart. Yeah, I'll be staring at it. I see everything I need to see, and then I just won't take it because I'll either get analysis paralysis and start overthinking, like it could do this instead of this, and yeah, usually.
Okay, and once again, um, but you of course, you already know the zone that you will look the entry from. Yeah, so you're expecting the
Yep.
price to come there, and you're just
Yep.
staring. And but what you are actually, what is the fear there? Is it more a fear of a loser, or what you don't want to get in the first place? Or you don't want to get a
Yeah,
loser?
it's def yeah, I think it's losing, yeah.
Okay, and how do you think, if you will make your risk a bit smaller, will it be easier for you to risk on this trade?
Yeah, I guess so. I never looked at it like that actually, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm just writing this down. And how much of the risk will make it easier, in your opinion?
I guess
So
probably
what is like real comfortable risk that you can take your average quality trade with almost no hesitation?
probably like 0.25, 0.1.
Okay. So 0.25, 0.1, and you're like completely fine with losing it, like even right away, if the price is just dropping after your entry, yeah? Something like that.
Yeah, no, that's fine, yeah.
Okay, so I think at least it could be like a beginning. Yeah, so you need to think about it like this. So you don't need to stop. So if you are aware of some problem, again, let's say it hesitation, and next week let's maybe work on this. So maybe you will analyze the chart, and then when time comes, maybe even let's hope on the call and just do it live, just being in the zone. And like because if we will stare at the chart together, I can just tell, okay, is it your checklist, is it your setup? If it yes, you need to push the button, something like that, but of course I will not be there all the time. But again, you see, even with a smaller risk, it can be much easier. So maybe that's some part of a decision. Yeah, maybe we can come back to this question later and find even more decisions for this issue. Yeah, but again, for me, I think this can be like a pretty big part of a solution. Just reducing your risk for some time, just reducing your risk for some time, and it can help a bit. Maybe you just need like 10, 20 trades with a really low risk, but but just to get this feeling that you are entering where you plan to enter. Okay, great. I think we can move on. So you said that you actually don't you actually don't. Oh, by the way, John, one more question. How do you think, if you use bigger stop loss, will it be easier to enter a trade, because you understand that you kind of protected yourself a bit better, because sometimes the market will just absorb the low or something like this? Hey, John, you're still here?
Sorry, I had my mic on mute. So
Yeah.
understanding my setup, I know that if the market lingers around my point of entry, the chances of it actually uh hitting TP is rare. So moving my stop loss won't really make a difference. Sometimes I do need to move my stop loss a little bit bigger because of spread, because I sometimes get taken out because of spread, and then it goes my way, and then I lose the head. But
Okay, so
other
it
than that,
seems, yeah, it
yeah,
seems that it will not help. Okay,
no,
can
it won't
you
help.
can you name uh, can you name anything that you think can help you hesitate less? Because again, you can talk to yourself, like saying to yourself, okay, John, like I've backtested, I have all this experience. Can it help? Can self-talk in the moment help? Because how do you think? Or
Yeah, I
anything
think
else?
good. I think good. Yeah, I mean, your first suggestion, like changing my my risk if I start doubting myself, I think that I could give that a go. I feel like that would actually work.
Okay, okay. And maybe again, maybe add a bit of self-talk, but based on facts, because
Yeah,
you kind of need to prove yourself every trade that you already did it before. So again, we will write down this checklist, and you can like prove yourself on a paper that this is actually your trade. And if you want to take anything, then it should be this. Yeah, and if you
yeah,
are going to do anything in the market today, then it would be this zone and nothing else. So you have all the right and all the risk to so you can have this risk. Okay, so at least we kind of started, started to find a solution there. um okay, so this is already, I know the answers. uh At this moment, are you still in mentorship groups anywhere?
I am in two, three. I'm in three. Well,
Okay.
four, but I think the other guy is scammed people and ran away. But there's three.
Okay, so you are in three groups. Are you
Yeah.
following any kind of live setups from mentors there?
No, no.
Okay, so why are you there actually?
Just so I'm there because it was a lifetime mentorship. He does weekly outlooks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just stuff like that. But I never take their trades. I just trade my own. I just take my own trades
Okay,
and
so
just,
you
apply concepts.
okay. So at the moment, is there someone that at least trading something similar to you? No?
Yeah, two people are. Yeah,
Two people that you are in the groups, yeah, so
yeah, yeah,
so you can see their trades and they share some trades either as a recaps or like live.
yeah. Recaps. Yeah, we do a
And
weekly recap.
okay, so they are showing actually their trades and you see
Y-
different examples of how the trades are working. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so and do you think it helps you in any way?
yeah. I think it does. Yeah, it
Okay.
shows me how they view the market, and then, yeah,
Okay, yeah, then just continue doing it. My main idea from here would be to pick one person which is the most similar to you at this moment and follow him. So narrow down your focus as possible as much as possible. Okay, so that's my
yeah,
opinion on like education. Pum pum pum. Now, so. mm, So now I think we finished the questions, and okay. But we still have a bit of things to discuss for today. Let's have a 5 minute break, okay?
okay,
And then we will need maybe 30 minutes more or something like that. Will you have this time?
yeah. That's fine.
Okay, then 5 minutes break and tune in a bit later. Okay, see you in five
Okay,
minutes.
perfect. Okay, see you.
Hey John, I'm back.
I am back.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now let me share the journal. I think today we will just stop with mindset with this. I will ask you this. If so, these answers you just told me, if you've heard it from your friend, how do you think? What do you think will happen with this friend if he will try like live trading, funding, or whatsoever? Does it look good to you, or do you think he will fail?
So, if my friend wanted to do a FTMO trial or like
So
some sort of like funding,
imagine all the answers you gave me right now is
yeah,
answers from your friend. So
yeah,
or anyone else. So not your answers. So any abstract person with these answers. Do you think he will be successful in funding challenge or something like that?
mm, not really, no.
Why? Okay, why?
Because doesn't he doesn't have a proper plan. It's not in a. That's basically what I think of myself. Don't have a proper plan.
Uh-huh.
Not disciplined enough yet. Uh, yeah.
But okay, but what about demo experience and what about previous successful experience in demo trading? Is it not important?
Yeah, no, it's important,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. For me personally, I'd say I just have this image of like I guess if you're a funded trader, you'd be like fully developed,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah, but you see the problem that if you see the image like this, then you need to be like fully developed before getting funded. Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Um, so like, okay, I've heard you, and it's interesting that you said it. So you are surprising me all the session, okay? Because sometimes you are telling like things that I would expect, but just vice versa. Because right
yeah,
now I would expect that maybe you say, okay, like these are great answers and great situation. I probably will be successful. To be honest, I expected something like this.
yeah,
But you are telling that you're not confident enough. I mean, the only way to check it is to actually try, of course.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's it for the mindset part, and let's quickly discuss your journal. So you asked specifically me for my journal, and this is what I can tell you. It does not have any sense to look through my journal. Yeah, I can show you quickly.
Yeah,
So my journals, they tend to be like really big. So I had like 50, 60 pages of just notes from everywhere.
yeah,
And then, so it's just a huge plan. Then I made a smaller one. It included some quotes, some mindset, some things like that. And my main plan now includes a checklist. So this is my checklist. It's 10 sentences or something like that
okay,
of my entry. So an essence of my trading plan. Okay.
okay,
Then it includes a description of every point. So what it means, how I'm looking at structure, how I'm looking at zones, but it's kind of all in my head. So I actually don't use this trading plan. I used it sometime, but then when I really ingrained it in my mind, I'm not using it. The only thing I'm working right now is I'm developing my quality questions, and I'm developing my some mindset part. But overall, I'm working on context and on mindset. And I want to show you this part again. Maybe you have something like this. I'm also having like A quality setups, but they include not only structure, S&D, confirm, but also how I'm feeling during the entry. Because if I'm feeling like angry, like really emotional, I will not consider it a high quality entry. Then I have description of overall situation. So I have a description of these high quality trades, and this is I will send you the message right now in a Telegram. So these are main parts that I want to include in a journal. And by the way, I treat trading plan journal, I treat trading plan journal and backtesting journal as one thing, kind of. So, so my journal complement the plan, because if I have a plan, I need like backtesting that complements and gives me confidence. Again, I'm using my backtesting. You just need to make sure that you have enough work on history, and that you are really confident in what you do. Okay. From what I've heard, you have enough, so that's why I'm not even like insistent on backtesting. Of course, I will write it as my recommendation, but overall, so what are the main parts? A bias and overall direction. So you need to clearly understand how you define what is bullish, what is bearish, what are the different possibilities. Then points of interest or zones, confirmation, trade management, mindset and discipline. So this is like all personal, of course. And this short checklist that we will work on. So you will just create your checklist. Again, my checklist just includes everything, but in short form, and my trading plan includes the same, but in long form. And then you can add anything else to your like trading plan, like quotes, maybe some other parts. Right now, I'm more working on market context. So again, context for me is different from bias, because context, it is based on the quality of moves, on the quality of zones, on relation between different breaks of structures, between how many breaks of structures happened, and it's based on my overall experience. So this is context. I differ a bit context from overall bias. So because previously I was trading like structure, like structure and zones, but now I want to have a more complex view on the market. So this is, and the main part for me is a checklist. So this is something that we will work on. Basically that's it for the trading plan. And for the journal, I would recommend you to have your this maximum fireable version, and also a part which I call demons, which for me it means, so these things like over trading, anger, like hesitation, I call them demons. I took it from Dante. Maybe you know, it's a trader, like pretty old school one, but I found it really useful. So you say, for instance, you have a trade. So let me show you where is. Oh, by the way, what do you see? You see my chart, yeah?
Yeah, I see.
Oh,
No, I see your the one-on-one document.
you see a plan. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And then I need to show you journal. So for instance, I have this journal, and I have these range confluences. Oh, I hide it out. So where is it? Oh yeah, demon. Yeah, and I started to write down my demons. And for instance, if I close early, I have this close early, demon, and then I can analyze and see what happens the most. So I have a lot of them, like over risking, bad quality, overconfidence, something like that. So everything that I do wrong, I have here, and then I can analyze, and you see, like maybe bad quality, maybe something like that. And yeah, it's kind of useful just to be aware of what you do. And then when you're aware, you start to think, what can you do with it? Maybe day from day, and so on. So this is about my journal and the plan. Now there are some technical moments I will share with you based on the video you sent. Not sure if they will be helpful, but maybe you can use them in your checklist.
Okay.
By the way, do you often close early your trades?
Do I often close early? No.
Okay. So you actually have almost no problems with management, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And if so how do you personally think, when could you try something live? Maybe let's do a demo challenge next week, starting
Okay.
next week. I mean, to be honest, yeah, probably it will make sense to do a demo challenge first. But again, to be honest, I think that you are ready for a real challenge. But
Okay.
yeah, if you want to be like really confident, then maybe let's try a demo challenge first.
Okay.
And did you think about the prop firm you would like to apply?
Yeah, so it's either FTMO or City Traders Imperium.
Okay. Again, I will tell you my big recommendation to
Okay.
choose City Traders Imperium. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not affiliated. It's not an advertisement or something like that. But
Yeah,
you just need to realize that FTMO has too little time for most traders.
yeah,
To be honest, I'm kind of angry on them because I don't understand why they give so little time. They say that they have possibilities for swing traders, for everyone, but again, like 2 months, it's just nothing.
yeah,
So yeah, another student of mine, Zoey, again she passed this first phase in the last day, and now she is in the second phase. I mean, she has like 40 days left, but again, she is constantly feeling the stress of time,
yeah,
and it's a big problem. I don't know why they do it. I mean, I have an opinion that they are just doing it for like collecting money,
yeah,
but again, I really recommend City Traders Imperium or something with big time. And by the way,
yeah,
they have this demo challenge, so you can set it up and you can start demo challenge, but then you need to treat it like a real one.
yeah,
And to
of
be
course.
honest, maybe it even makes sense to have this smallest funding challenge live if you have the possibility, because again, it will give you like real experience.
Yeah,
Not telling that demo will not work. It will work, it makes sense, but you kind of did it already, kind of a bit on your demo accounts. But yeah, so decide
yeah.
for yourself. Okay, now, do you have any additional questions at the moment?
At the moment, no, I think everything's good. We've gone through a lot of good things.
Okay.
Right now, no, I haven't
Okay,
got.
okay.
Yeah,
Can we start tomorrow at current time? So it's how much? Like three or
yeah, it's like 2:45 p.m.
yeah. So maybe let's start at 4 p.m. your time. Yeah?
12 p.m. my time
Yeah, tomorrow. Can you do
tomorrow.
it?
Okay. How long is the session gonna take?
Like 90
Like
minutes, I think. Yeah, 90
90
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, I think that should be
I
fine.
can do earlier, so maybe 3 p.m. your time.
I can do early. Yeah, early's fine. Just because I have to do something in the afternoon. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Then
4 p.m.
let's do 3 p.m. your time
Yeah,
tomorrow. And now it's so now it's how much? 3 p.m. your time? No?
it's basically 3 p.m. now. Yeah.
Okay, so almost 3 p.m. So it's 5. Okay, yeah, perfect. So 3 p.m. your time tomorrow. I will send some short recommendations today. Yeah, and tomorrow we will just continue to discuss and
Okay.
think what you will do. Either you will start demo or you
Okay.
will start real, but maybe the smallest one. Okay.
Okay.
So everything was good, yeah?
Yeah, everything was
Yeah.
great. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, did you want to see my plan?
Ye-
Well,
Yeah, if you can share it with me, I'm not sure if you can. Can you share? Can you just share it with me, or you don't want to do it?
no, I can share you. Yeah, I created this one specifically so I can
Oh,
share it
okay,
with you.
yeah. So just send me the link because it will be more effective. I will just look it through it with no rush.
Yeah, no, that's
And
perfect. How do I?
maybe even you can send this. Maybe you can send your journal if you can, of course.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see if I can share my journal. How do I send it to? Actually, no, I've got it.
So
Yeah.
in no, you are using Notion, yeah?
Yeah, I'm using
You
Notion.
see,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. Let me show you my Notion. So now you should see it. Yeah, now you
Yep.
should see it. So click here. Click share, and then share to web. Allow editing, allow comments, and then copy link, and that's all.
Okay.
So yeah, see what you can share it with me, and I will write you recommendations, and see you tomorrow then.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, bye John, and
Okay, see
have
ya.
a
Thank
good
you for your time.
Yeah, thank you as well for being